wszystko działa. Cześć wszystkim, witam na moim kanale, z tej strony Don Sobolo. W dzisiejszym materiale, na streamie, będziemy grali w Sherlocka Holmesa. Gra jest dostępna za darmo na platformie Epic Game, więc możecie wejść w sklep. I Sherlock Holmes. Jak widzicie, ja już grę posiadam. Ją też pobrałem, żebyśmy nie musieli czekać, aż nam się pobierze. No oczywiście opis przekopiowałem, wymagania i link oczywiście do strony Epic Game w opisie. Dobra, wchodzimy w bibliotekę i otwieramy naszego Sherlocka Holmesa. O, chwileczkę. Wyjdę, bo coś nie ten dźwięk. Ustawienia. Połącz. Połączyć. Opa. Dobra, to usuniemy. Jeszcze raz dodamy. No i jest gitara. Teraz tylko zobaczmy, czy na streamie będzie słychać dźwięk z gry. Ok. Dobra, to zamykamy. I odpalamy naszego Sherlocka Holmesa. No i mam dźwięk z gry. Zobacz. Hop. Otworzymy sobie jeszcze na YouTubie. Sprawdzę, czy dobrze działa, bo to YouTubie. Sprawdzę, czy dobrze działa, bo to YouTubie. Sprawdzę, czy dobrze działa, bo to YouTubie. Sprawdzę, czy dobra, wszystko działa. No to jest gitara. Dobra, wszystko działa. No to jest gitara. Wyłączę YouTube'a, biblioteka, Sherlock Holmes i zaczynamy. Trochę to jeszcze przybliżę. Co nie przybliżę? Muszę przestawić coś. O, idealnie, dobra. Jak coś było tak, to mówcie. No troszeczkę jeszcze przyciszę grę, delikatnie. Dobra. Jakby była gra za cicho, to mówcie, albo za głośno też mówcie, to zmienię to. Dobra, jest. No dobra, to mogę teraz was oficjalnie powitać na moim kanale Don Sobolo. Oczywiście to jest pierwszy seria odcinków takich, gdzie możemy pobrać darmowe gry, sprawdzić, one wyglądają zanim oczywiście ściągniemy, bo na przykład dla niektórych jak mają internet na gigabajt jakieś no to każdy gigabajt jest cel. No to dobra, to zaczynamy. Nowa gra i zobaczymy, z czym to się je. Wcielamy się właśnie w rolę Sherlocka Holmesa. Oczywiście od 9 chyba do 16 kwietnia możecie za darmo to pobrać się na platformie Epic Games, więc jeżeli się gra wam podoba i chcielibyście oczywiście całą fabułę dokończyć samemu, śmiało możecie oczywiście dodać bezpłatnie do konta, oczywiście dożywotnio i będziecie mogli oczywiście spokojnie grać jak nie dziś, za tydzień, za rok, za pół roku. Jak tam wolicie oczywiście. Dobra, uruchamiam się. Za każdym razem, gdy kończysz obserwację jakiejś osoby w zakładce portrety postaci. O, szybko ucieka. No tak, dobra, w razie czego. Już możemy kontynuować. No to kontynuujemy. O, i książeczka stała. Watson się chowa. I co mam zrobić? Czekaj. Opcje. Jak grać? Wsadź, przesuń postać, się wybiegnie, otwórz akta, uruchom talenty, wyobraźnia. Pierwsza, trzecia, otwórz tabelę. O, kryj się. Przechodzimy dalej.
Holmes, will you stop that?
No i następna, kryje się. Musimy do niego podejść.
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of
No,
course it
oczywiście.
is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
Cześć
A
Pietras!
sailor, most
Co tam
probably.
słychać ciekawego?
What happened here?
Właśnie rozpoczęliśmy przed chwilą
Oh, Mr.
historię
Holmes, how
Watsona.
could you?
It's the
Przed
only
chwilą
exercise I've had all week.
Sherlock
A
Holmes
grateful
strzelał z
client
opaską
from
na
Limoges
oczach
sent me a
galwazonów
vase this
na
morning.
oślep
I couldn't think
i
of a
Watson
better
musiał go
use for it.
powstrzymać.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already
walking.
begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men
To jest fajne właśnie
struck
w tej grze,
again.
że jest w języku
have they
polskim,
done
już
this time?
widziłem.
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
A ma otworzyć akta sprawy i sprawdzić postępowanie tego śledztwa zdania i tak dalej. Dobra, mamy. Zbadaj sprawę morderstwa Peter. Zbadaj. I wybierz garnitur, korzystając ze swojego do. Czyli garnitur musimy założyć. O, to jest nasza dowody. Dobra. Szkoły butyli. A garnitur? Chyba nie będziemy w takich ciuchach jeździli. O.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Zawsze się narzekała. Że nie drzwi. Mapa to nie.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will...
Kogo podglądamy? O kurde. No nie, to trochę nie na moje oczy.
My analysis table. It is
Tu do
useful for my
analizy
work.
mamy.
My archive. I can...
Encyklopedię. No i przechodzimy do sypialni. To może będzie szafa. O, jest. Przebieramy się. Stróż rolnika. Szlafrok najlepszy. Aha, czyli jak rozwiążemy więcej spraw, no to oczywiście więcej ciuszków odblokujemy. Dobra, to trzeba iść do sprawy. Więcej się dowiedzieć na ten temat, więc pójdziemy do mapy, tak? Tutaj jest mapa.
This is where I keep my post.
O, list. No, mapa była tutaj.
A map of London and the surrounding...
Drzwi. I mieliśmy, o, tu iść. No już? No to lecimy.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Czekają już na mnie. Garnitur. Mam garnitur? A, mam garnitur. A, i mam porozmawiać. No dobra, to lecimy do tych, co nas wołali. Dzień dobry.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Kamera. Jeszcze jakieś dowody są? Czy takie znajdka? O, lecimy tu. Różaniec. I coś jeszcze mam. O, no to lecimy dalej. A, ukończyliśmy już to.
Thank you, madam.
I mam historię naszej madame. Miał łatwo. A i mamy zbadać miejsce zbrodni. Jeszcze sprawdzę, czy ona coś nam nie powie. Nie, tu już zaliczyliśmy wszystko.
Thank you, madam.
Idziemy do tego gostka. Policja może coś nam też powie.
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
To jest to Holmes. Żeby tu wejść. Szukamy śladów. Tu już przelecieliśmy. Chyba do tych chałup musimy jakoś wbić się. Tylko dlaczego to się wszystko nie chce otwierać? Czyli do domu nie wejdziemy. O, coś tam zabłyskło. Ogród.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Tak, ogród i pole są bardzo dbane, bardzo dobry ogrodnik. Czyli trzeba pójść do ogrodnika. Może ogrodnik coś wie więcej. Tylko gdzie jest ogrodnik? Czy może coś mi powiedzą ciekawego
Peter
jeszcze?
Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
O! Skup się na szczegółach, które inni mogą pominąć. O, ślady stóp znaleźliśmy.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
I kierowały się w tą stronę, czyli musimy do tej chałupki się władować.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Gdzie się włamać? Drzwi, zamek drzwi. Rysy.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
No to otwieramy drzwi. Kto tam jest? To chcieli ukryć.
What a terrible way to die.
Uuu. Dobra, miejsce zbrodni. Półka.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here, It was larger than a
Czyli
book,
skrzynki szukamy.
box or a small chest, perhaps. The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Półka zbadana.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884.
Podróży.
Peter Carey was her captain.
Co ma w skrzyni?
Peter
Buty.
Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Czy pasowałoby do tych śladów?
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Harpoons for hunting whales.
No stąd ma pewnie jakieś te zęby właśnie.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Co na stole?
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Prawym klawiszem myszy obracacie przedmiot. O i tytoń.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Fajka. No, taki w 3D można powiedzieć. Pewnie to muszę tak obracać, żeby ułożył mi się cały obrazek. Mogę tylko tamtymi dwoma elementami przesuwać. Tak powinno być. I mam cię. Tylko co ja mam tutaj tym połączyć? To robić tak. No, jest dobrze. To tył. Ale fajka tutaj.
Yes.
Jest!
This is
Udało się.
horse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors. Someone drank from this glass recently.
Ale brudne.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
No i spójrzmy na nasze ciało. Jak zginęło.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Jakiś drugi
Peter
marynarz.
Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Kałuże krwi. Ale zobaczmy, czy coś jeszcze możemy zbadać. Nic, to do krwi idziemy teraz. O. Notesik. Ja chcę go otworzyć, a nie obracać.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Pewnie zgubił notatnik.
These abbreviations mean
Skróty.
something, but what?
Dobra, mam też nóż.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
No i zebraliśmy już sporo dowodów. Siema Szkliczko, co tam? Dobrego? Właśnie Sherlocka Holmesa streamuję. Jak Ci się gra oczywiście spodoba, możesz wejść na Epic Game i sobie ją oczywiście za darmo ściągnąć, więc mi się bardzo podoba, właśnie fajne zagadki są, więc możesz zobaczyć dalej, jak to się potoczy. Badamy właśnie sprawę morderstwa Petera Careya. Tu wskazuje na jakiegoś drugiego marynarza. O, B. Co to jest? B. One połączą. A, i łączymy. Przybity. Oznacz. Nie, to z tym nie pasuje. Dobra, a no to jest próbą włamania. Jest neuron. No, jak na Sherlocka
Someone
Holmesa
was here
przystało.
yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Czyli zakładamy zasadzkę. Dobra, zakładamy zasadzkę. To czyli pewnie nasz inspektor pomoże nam w tym.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha. So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Dobra, i gdzie będziemy tutaj się? Mam zrobić zasadzkę, a jak?
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
A pod okno zachodzą kawy, czyli tam na górze.
Mr. Holmes?
Za chatą, czyli tutaj. A, bo tamtą chatą. Dobra. To pójdziemy tędy. Przez te pole. Może jeszcze jakieś ślady znajdziemy? Nie ma. Dobra. Chata jest tu. Tu pójdziemy tędy. Przejdziemy? Przejdziemy.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
O, i możemy oskarżyć już innego z z podejrzanych. A i kontynuujemy. I kto przyjdzie?
Shh. Did you hear that?
No i włamują się.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
No i jakiś dzieciak przyszedł. Wycyckali nas.
Mr. Holmes, come and see what... All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
A to nie będzie on. Jedziemy. Scott Yard, tak? I będziemy przesłuchiwać go.
Mr. Holmes? Good morning, Mr. Holmes.
Wepcha się
Can
w
I help
kolejkę.
you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
To chyba najpierw zobaczymy, jakie dowody rzeczowe miał.
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cap. These abbreviations mean something. These abbrevi... And partner, 1883. From R. Dawson. To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Czyli w archiwach będzie trzeba poszukać potem.
A handkerchief with the initials JHN. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Czyli wszystkie znaleźliśmy. Tak. Przeszukać archiwa. A, bo tu możemy dopasować do śladów. Archiwa to tutaj? Nie. A, butów. Przewróćmy to, dopasujmy but, bo chyba może. Coś się może dowiemy jeszcze. I dojechaliśmy. Znaleźć zastosowanie. No to tu były to chatki, o tam buty. Tak, oto znaleźliśmy.
These boots don't match the footprints.
A, czy pasują? Dobra, to wracamy M i musimy przeszukać archiwa. Damy radę rozwiązać tę zagadkę. Jeszcze tutaj, żeby coś znajdziemy. Nie, to tylko rzeczy, które znaleźliśmy. Dobra, to przeszukaliśmy, to archiwa musimy znaleźć. Schody.
Locked.
Zamknięte. Nic nie ma. O, tu na dole coś może będzie. Oho. Sekcja. Nic nie ma. No dobra. To trzeba iść na te przesłuchania.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes?
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
No, dowiemy się.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Sprzeczności. Grawerunek na pierścienie.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Czapka, zniszczona czapka i kolejne dowody szukamy. Łata. Kosztowny materiał. Jak w filmie. Coś jeszcze przegapiliśmy. Chodawyja. Co to może być?
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Kurtka ojca.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are
Mr.
wearing
Sherlock Holmes
is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else. Most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please let...
B i łączymy. I neuronik. O, kolejny neuronik. O, będziemy dziugać.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I am sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
What am I doing here? I've done...
Dobra. Przeszukaj archiwa. Chłopaczek nasz, młodziutki. Jaką rolę? No to będzie trzeba archiwa sprawdzić, ale to będzie nasz dom, oczywiście. Gdzie ja mam archiwa?
That is not the one I need. 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 That is not the one I need.
Sztuka i architektura. Ona pisze o RTD. Są dla mojego przyjaciela i wspólnika.
That is not.
Może
That is
ekonomia.
not the one I need. That is. That is.
Nie, to jeszcze jakie mamy? Technika.
That is.
Historia.
That.
Nie, historia, nie, medycyna. A botanika, no.
That is not. That is. That is. That is not the one I need.
To nie.
That is not.
Medycyna.
That is not. That is.
A i tu teraz gazety. Encyklopedia. O, jest.
Here it is.
Doskonale, trafiliśmy.
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Dobra, dokumenty wzięliśmy. O, to nie tu. Tab. Tak, pod tabem. Będziemy musieli do niego wrócić. A i Watsonem eksperyment zrobimy.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Harpuna, no to trzeba polecieć do Lee. Tam były harpuny. To się od razu go bierzemy. Jakieś... Jeszcze sprawdzimy jakie wskazówki. To się nie łączy, dobra. Pobierzemy harpun. Będziemy robić testy, a potem polecimy do naszego zadania. Będziemy do tego dzieciaka. Już zabrali, ale tu są harpuny. O.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the
Jest przygotowany do eksperymentu. M. I lecimy. Gdzie jest harpun? A, muszę pogadać.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Dobra.
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as...
Wyżej trochę. A, i teraz się uczę właśnie. A, i muszę właśnie na środek wycelować. A, i dostał. Trafiliśmy. 10.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Fajnie mi zawsze mieć gostka, który zapłaci za wszystko. Harpon musimy zabrać? Nie, nie musimy. Teraz co mam z dowodów? Dobra, to teraz do dzieciaka. Dzieciak siedzi tutaj. Mam jakiś ten... O. O, sorry, przepraszam. Ty możesz, nie wiesz, człowiek się oprzeć. Nie, tutaj, że istnieje możliwość, czyli była szansa. I dojechaliśmy. Gdzie jest nasz dzieciak?
have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
No. To zaraz rozwiążemy
Interesting.
zagadkę.
Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Czyli dzienniki pokładowe były w tam domku. Biedna, dobra. Dojechaliśmy. A gdzie ja biegnę?
(1883). That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This is the crew list. Log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Log notes for August. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Baker Street. Wiggins. A który to był Wiggins? Jakiś na górze? Nie ma, to jest tylko babeczka, też już nie pomoże nam. Oho. Gdzie to będzie, ale zobaczmy, tutaj w koleżków poszukamy, może oni będą wiedzieli coś na ten temat. Jakieś neuroniki. Nie ma co łączyć.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him. Watson,
He's right across the street.
No zobaczmy jeszcze nasze dowody, bo tutaj jest napisane, że coś słyszeliśmy o tym. Może na dowodach. Dobra. Trzeba policjanta wezwać.
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
I wołamy.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, as his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just gotta look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Zostać jeszcze tutaj.
My archive. I can
Tak,
always
czyli
consult with it
tutaj.
if needed.
Co jeszcze nie daje mi
My
spokoju.
analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Ta zagadka, co mam, czyli oto. To jest zastosowanie. Tak, wątpię, że to było w domu. Ale dobra, Scotland Yard. Wzywają nas. A może znajdę to na farmie tamtej właśnie. Tylko do czego bym to podczepił? Tablica. To będzie to, na pewno. To zanim powrócimy, muszę. Tak, sprawdzimy tablicę. Bo jeżeli to jest to, to mamy kolego haka na dzieciaka. Ale mi się zrymowało.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map.
Czyli jednak nie tutaj. Scott Yard. I lecimy. I dojechaliśmy. Kto nas wzywał?
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always. What happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scott...
Dobra, spadaliśmy, a teraz kolejna
These are the
rzecz.
suspect's belongings. Liam Hurtley's old boot.
Będą pasowały do tamtych na
The
pewno.
stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Dobra, przeszukaliśmy to.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes?
Nasz
Do you have any
inspektor.
idea?
Gdzie nasz dzieciak?
Mr. Holmes?
Please escort
jeszcze
this
tego chce.
suspect for interrogation.
Pogadać.
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
Obligacje
I
były.
assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Buty musimy sprawdzić. Bo to będzie nasz dowód, bo teraz buty będą pasowały do śladów. Prawda? Prawda. I dojechaliśmy.
These boots match the
Pasują.
footprints exactly.
I chusteczkę musimy w naszym budyneczku. Baker Street. Prawie już odkryliśmy pierwszą zagadkę. Oczywiście w grze jest sporo więcej zagadek, więc kolejnych wam oczywiście nie będę streszczał. Odzyskaj list.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Niebieski. Zresetuj jeszcze raz. Jak było
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Czyli niebieski. To jest jebana na pewno. Ma być pomarańczowy trzeci. Czyli tak, niebieski. Pomarańczowe berylantne zostają, drugi pomarańczowy zostaje. Czyli mam 2 bez barw. Zielony spróbujemy. Pomarańczowy. Bardzo bezbarwny to bez sensu. Będzie. To robimy tak. Niebieski. Bezbarwny. Pomarańczowy, bo miał być trzeci. Pomarańczowy miał być bezbarwny.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Jak nie tak. To zielony.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Czyli może 2 niebieskie. O. I trzeci miał być pomarańczowy. Po niebieskim. Potem bezbarwny.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Jeszcze raz
First
posłucham
condition.
tego.
All 7 reagents should be
No
used.
wszystkich, no dobra.
Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue
niebieskim, no.
reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
A, czy możemy zrobić tak? Przed zielony. Niebieski. Pomarańczowy. Bezbarwny. Niebieski czy bezbarwny? Dobra, niebieski spróbujemy. Albo nie, 2 bezbarwne.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Strzelać. Zielony. Niebieski. Pomarańczowy. Przezroczysty. Niebieski.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Od przezroczystego może zaczniemy. Teraz. Ale chyba dobrze idzie nam. Niebieski, pomarańczowy. Przezroczysty. Zielony.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again. First condition. All 7 reagents should be used.
Dobra, wszystko.
Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Dlaczego jakbym wziął 2 pomarańczowe teraz, wlał?
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Takie buty, czyli... niebieski. Pomarańczowy. Biały.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Czyli niebie...
First condition, second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Czyli tak, to muszę tu władować, czyli mam tą sekwencję całą, czyli mamy tak, 2 pomarańczowe. Nie wiem, tylko pisałem, dobra. Mamy 4, narysowałem, czyli jak damy te żółty po niebieskim, to mamy 4. Raz, 2, 3, 4 i zostają nam jeszcze 3. I teraz tak, te wykorzystamy wszystkie, ten wykorzystamy i zostają które z tych. I teraz tak, musimy zaczynać. Ten testowaliśmy. Spróbujmy 2 niebieskie. Bo musi pierwszy być przezroczysty, niebieski albo zielony.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Trzeci, czyli musi być tu. A i nie może być niebieski, czyli zawsze zróżmy od zielonego. Potem róż. A no tak, zielony jest unikatowy. Ale to proste, ja pierdolę. I teraz będzie pomarańczowy. Przezroczysty. Pomarańczowy. Wybór koloru. Po niebieskim. Po pomarańczowym musi być ten. Bravissimo.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
To od białego zacząć? Nie, bo muszę mieć pomarańczowym.
First condition, all 7. Second condition, orange reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be...
Barwne po pomarańczowym, to będę potrzebował. Czyli niebieski na koniec... Nie, to ten mogę. A nie, bo... Jak to ma być drugi, trzeci, czwarty, piąty. dobrze, przecież ruszyłem. Pierwszy dajemy zielony. Potem dajemy niebieski. Trzeci miał być pomarańczowy. Pomarańczowy dajemy biały. Po białym, jako tu kolejny, ma być pomarańczowy. Pomarańczowy powinien być bezbarwny. No i ostatnia fiolka. Niebieski.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
To może... Dwa niebieskie spróbujemy. Już tak zagadka mi troszeczkę dobija. Pomarańczowy. Bezbarwny.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again. First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after...
Albo zrobić tak. I ma być ten biały, ale tylko po pierwszym. I to dać na koniec. Też tak można. A to trzeci ma być pomarańczowy. Przetestujemy tą pierwszą metodę. Pierwszy damy na przykład zielony.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again. No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again. First condition, all 7 reagents. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless
Zgłupiałem. Poczekajcie chwilę. No zobaczmy. Niebieski. Zielony. A to niebieski ma być trzeci. Tak, to jest jak się źle zrozumie zagadkę.
No,
To no.
something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
A niebieski, zielony, niebieski, pomarańczowy, pomarańczowy, i bezbarwny.
Done. Now I can proceed.
Udało się. O, już musiałem poradnik dorwać.
Further. Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery. I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Pewnie byłby niezadowolony. I łączymy nasze komórki. No to mamy już kolejnego neurona połączonego. A ciekawe, czy kolejne można jeszcze połączyć. Czy nie może? Dobra, to lecimy do Scotland Yardu, tak?
What am I doing here?
Co bym chcę powiedzieć? A już nie?
Please
Dobra,
escort
zostało
this
tyle.
suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
List, bo odkryliśmy go.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Now that your
O, i
presence
tym
at Woodman's Lee has been
nie udało
proven,
się trafić.
would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Więc jak się nie udało, no to oczywiście zawsze można wrócić.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How
Ale tak,
did
po
you...
ciuchach
I
można to
observed your
poznać.
hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now.
Wybiera
Hurtley's
się, więc
stories
pewnie
are
ją zabił.
false leads. But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Czyli narzędzia musimy sprawdzić. Mamy jakieś wskazówki? Ale te same. Trzeba pana narzędzia pewnie tam na górze.
Locked. Locked.
Otworzysz mi?
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Głównego tego.
Can you please tell me
Przesłuchałem.
what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock. I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Your husband's private papers, do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Nie to.
You have indeed suffered a great loss.
Yes.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh, my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Dziękuję.
Thank you, madam.
O, ile neuronów. To jeszcze to widzieliśmy. O, nie to. Czy jakbyśmy z nią pogadali, to byłby szybciej. O, kumuluje się. To nie pasuje. Dobra, to wychodzimy. Lejdźmy do szopy.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
O, jest skrzynka. Ta, co zniknęła.
Let us see what is in this box.
I się włamaliśmy. Dobry ze mnie pomywacz.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Czyli romanse weszły w grę. No to wróćmy do tamtego gostka, przesłuchamy go. Może nam coś powie więcej. Jakieś neurony połączymy jeszcze nowe. Właśnie, a jak byśmy zmienili ścieżkę, a to nie ma. To się połączyły, więc tutaj dalej będzie szło.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
I'm not saying...
Dobra, zobaczmy. A, to może pogadamy z naszą panią, która zleciła nam poszukiwanie. Może ona coś wie na ten temat?
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey,
Jest
we
miłosne.
found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Oj, mamy nową połączenie. I moi drodzy, ja bym na tym zaprzestał, żeby nie spoilerować tej gry dalej. Jeżeli was wciągnęła, no to oczywiście możecie wejść na Epic Game i za darmo dodać tą grę do swojego konta. Jeżeli nie macie teraz czasu, to zawsze możecie odpalić później, jeżeli będzie na stałe przypisane do konta. Tylko to musicie zrobić przed 16 kwietnia, więc śmiało. Ja zapraszam do oglądania kolejnych streamów, bo oczywiście będzie więcej pojawiało się tych streamów, na których będziemy właśnie streamowali te gry, które możemy oczywiście odblokować za darmo. Więc jak nie chcecie przegapić jakiegoś odcinka gry, jakiejś fajnej, no to oczywiście subskrybujcie, dajcie dzwonka, więc będziecie oczywiście z tym na bieżąco. Już niedługo jeszcze będę streamował kolejny odcinek, przynajmniej odcinek tego, kolejną grę, która też jest na Epic Game dostępna, więc sądzę, że jutro moglibyśmy już się spotkać. No to trzymajcie się. Hej!